I shut off the power to the entire neighborhood just to catch the thief. And when the whole block went dark, her Tesla kept charging. At first, I thought my power bill had to be a mistake. It nearly doubled. I cut back on AC, stopped charging my tools, still high. Then my neighbor Mark mentioned his bill had spiked too.
Someone's leeching power. I swear it.
I started digging, looked through the HOA's utility breakdown. That's when I noticed something off. A shared outdoor outlet connected to the HOA office was pulling over 50 kilowatt-hour per day. That's enough to charge an EV. The only person with regular access to the HOA building? Karen, the HOA president, the neighborhood tyrant. The woman who fined me last year because my trash bins were too visible from the street. She drove a shiny lavender Tesla Model Y, and oddly enough, I'd never seen a charger at her house. So I asked her one day, "Hey, where do you charge your car?"
"Oh, that's not really your concern,"
she said, flashing that smug smile. Wrong. It was my concern. I hired a private electrician to check the lines and the HOA outlet. He confirmed the power was being rerouted. Someone had drilled through the back wall of the HOA building and snaked a line straight into their garage. We both knew who it was. We set it up perfectly. A coordinated blackout across the neighborhood, with help from the utility company and a few board members who were fed up too. At 11 p.m. sharp, the power cut out across the entire block, except one house. Karen's driveway glowed. Her Tesla was still charging. It was like a beacon in the darkness, proof in LED form. We confronted her. She denied it, claimed we were harassing her. She even called the police. Bad move. We showed the cop the photos, the wire, the power logs, the extension cord leading through a hole drilled illegally in the HOA wall.
Ma'am, you're illegally using community resources, and filing a false report is a serious offense.
Karen was fined over $3,000 for the power theft, $500 for the false report, and stripped of her HOA position that same week. But then, she did it again. I couldn't believe it. 2 days later, Karen plugged her Tesla right back into the same outlet, like nothing happened. That's when I stopped playing nice. I called my electrician again and said, "Let's teach her a lesson." We installed a high-voltage surge trap, a safety system that wouldn't affect normal use, but would trigger a discharge if someone tried to draw massive current illegally. And guess what a Tesla charger pulls? Massive current. The very next morning, I was making coffee when I heard a loud pop outside, like a firecracker, but heavier. Then, the smell of burning plastic. I stepped outside and saw her Karen standing next to her Tesla, smoke wafting out from under the hood.
"You did this."
"I warned you. That outlet isn't yours. Actions have consequences." She threatened to sue. She called the cops again. The cop came, took one look and said,
Didn't we just talk about this last week?
"The surge didn't just trip a breaker. It fried the entire charging system inside her Tesla. According to the mechanic who came to tow it, the damage ran deep, melted connectors, a blown onboard charger, even partial battery cell degradation. Repairs? North of $8,000. And Tesla? They weren't covering a dime.
External power surge.
They said.
Non-warranty event.
Karen was furious. She stormed into the next HOA meeting, waving papers and photos, demanding reimbursement.
"This is your fault. That outlet is on HOA property. You're all liable."
The room went silent for a second. Then one of the board members chuckled.
"Karen, you illegally used HOA power. You drilled through a community wall. You got caught. And now you want us to pay for the fallout."
She was laughed out of the room. Literally. People were shaking their heads, smirking. One guy even muttered, "Get a bike," under his breath. A week later, her Tesla still sat in the driveway like a monument to her own arrogance, scorched charging port and all. A big red and white sign appeared on her front lawn. "For sale, motivated seller."